Welcome to the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff Behind the Badge podcast with Sheriff John Carr. I'm your host, Taylor Thomas, Public Information Officer for the Office of the Sheriff. Sheriff, we are officially in the second quarter of the year. What are some of your issues or concerns as we head into this part of the year?
So as we move into the spring part of the year, our second quarter, we know that the trends show kids are getting ready to get ready for spring break. They're getting ready to get out of school later on. We also are starting to see a trend as far as our domestic violence and also dealing with mental health. A lot of that is contribute to what we have down in our federal sectors, people losing their jobs, uncertainty, but also just those relationships. As the weather starts to get warmer, you start to have a little bit more interaction than what we had in the fall seasons. And our biggest concern is making sure that we try to make our families whole again. So those are the areas that we've really been monitoring and looking at. We've also been monitoring and looking at our our landlord-tenant section, as you want to make sure that people are able to not be stressed or worried about their financial situation or people losing their homes or being evicted. So those are the things that we know during this time frame we want to pay attention to.
Now, you went on a media campaign a month or two ago about the scams, specifically targeting the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. Can we talk about that and the message you want to send out to residents?
Of course, during tax season, you start to see a variety of scams, tolls, or open warrants. Wanted to make sure that we got the information out that we would never ask you for any monetary donations. We would never ask you for gift cards. And if you do have some concerns about an open warrant or you do have some concerns about any court documentation, please visit us or either call us from a landline so that you can actually speak to someone. But never provide any type of funds or money or gift cards, whether it be over the phone. And by all means, please know, regardless of who the deputy may be, or even if they say that, Sheriff Carr is actually calling them, take your time. Take your time. Time is of the essence, and you are able to research the information, and you do not provide any of your Social Security numbers, any of your vital statistics or data. You don't need to provide any of that, especially over the phone.
Sheriff Carr, can you give us some update on the stats? I know it's not for the current month. It's always for the month that just passed. You have any stats that you can share with us?
Yeah, so we're looking at those February and March numbers. So as we look at February numbers, we were around 1,500 or so in our domestic violence. As we started to get to the month of March, we were around 1,700. So you're still seeing an uptick. We are noticing that it is more family violence, in which we're dealing with brother, sister, father, daughter, son, mother, father, or daughter. Those type of relationships is not more intimate partners. So we really want to make sure that we look at our families. A lot of this is contributed to mental health, and we want to make sure that we're able to provide those resources and make them whole again.
And you always give out the website because they can get any information they need from the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff at pgsheriff.com, right?
Yes.
All right, pgsheriff.com. All right, you are always, we're going to take a really quick break. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to have two partners that you need to meet, and we'll get a chance to speak to them one-on-one. The discussion continues in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
My grandfather was a case in that study. He worked as a firefighter where the Tuskegee Airmen trained. He and I were phenomenally close. The syphilis study happened for 40 years. Penicillin was found to be the most effective treatment, but the men were denied the treatment. Interestingly enough, I've had someone tell me that they were concerned about getting the vaccine because of the syphilis study. And I always, try to educate or provide some information about what happened. But then I said, you're talking about something that happened to my family. And I've taken both of my vaccines. I'm doing this for them. Health is greater than wealth, and it's really up to us to take ownership of our health and this story.
Welcome back to the PGSO Behind the Badge with Sheriff John Carr. I'm Taylor Thomas, Public Information Officer 3 for the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. And as we promised you, we are now being joined by Belinda Queen, President of the Central Coalition of Prince George's County Community Organization, and Jeanette Brandon, President of Together We Can. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. We know that you are strong partners with the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. So let's begin. For those, Belinda, who do not know about your organization, can we talk about its mission and its goals?
Yes, definitely. So we are the Central Coalition of Prince George's County. We are a community organization where HOAs, civic associations, non-presidents, and even community members come together to make a difference in Prince George's County. We work together to make sure that we're getting what we deserve and the things we want so we can live, work, and play right here in Prince George's County. Developers come to us with their ideas of what they would like to have in our county, and we like, hold up, wait a minute, this is what we want. This is where we live at. So sometimes we do some pushback for some developers, and then sometimes some developers, we work with them to help them develop something that everyone can be happy with, something that where they can do what they do as a developer, make their money, but where we can have something that we can live, enjoy, and work and play with in our county.
I love that. And Jeanette Brandon, Together We Can. Tell us about that organization.
Oh, that's a wonderful organization. So with that organization, we help with youth people. We work with seniors, and my main focus is domestic violence. So we do a lot of events as partner with our wonderful sheriff, and we do a lot of events with youth. One of my youth programs is Speak Up, Speak Out, and Speak Loud. And that's a program where we give our youth an opportunity to tell us where we can meet them at, what we can do with them, what we can do to assist them. And with our domestic violence events, we bring on people that have went through and gone through the event or the organization of domestic violence, where they have gone through, where they have came out, and then we allow them to speak and help someone else to come out of domestic violence.
Now, Sheriff Carr, why are organizations like this so important? These are two organizations that the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff has a strong relationship with.
Yeah, so as you can see, these are community partners and community leaders. So one of our biggest hurdles that we have with the Office of the Sheriff is that you only deal with us when we're talking about court processing. So as you talk about development in the Prince George's County, the Sheriff's Office's primary responsibility is serving all civil process. Unfortunately, we are responsible for doing evictions, but in those businesses, those developers, our communities, we want to make sure that we're able to make them whole again. And that's one of the reasons why we put so much information and emphasis on our website about what resources we have here in the county. So we have to work with our partners. As we work with Together We Can and working with our youth and our seniors and dealing with domestic violence, it's very important to make sure that those messages get out. It's very important that we become more proactive instead of reactive, and that we are actually able to touch the community. Unfortunately, our agency is still small. We're only 363 sworn members. So the only way that we're able to touch a county of 1 million people are by our community leaders right here. They have a huge base. They're able to get to our community, our citizens, and let them know exactly what resources are out there. They do wonderful events. They have a wonderful newsletter, coffee clubs, everything that we need to do in order to make sure that we share this load in making Prince George's County better and our citizens to be better as they enjoy this county.
Now, Sheriff Carr just talked about the coffee clubs, and I saw your face light up, Belinda. So let's talk a little bit about what you do in that space.
Okay, so I chair the Division 3 and 8 Police Coffee Circle. Used to be Police Division 3, and then when they expanded, it's Division 3 and 8. And I love the coffee circle, you guys. When it first started, it started under the former county executive, Sharon Baker, and crime. By having a coffee circle, we were able to get crime down within our communities. I mean, everything was so pleasant. You know, it was really gorgeous, Prince George's. The streets were clean, and so much was going on. And then we had the programs with DPI and everything, DPWT. The leaders worked together, and we didn't have any problems within the county. And it started when the coffee circles. And what the coffee circle does, it brings together the community, the residents, the police department, the sheriff department, the municipalities, you know, all the different departments. And it gives the opportunity for us to have our monthly meetings and residents talk about. For example, you know, I think something is going on at the house next door. I see people, activities in and out, you know, strange activities or with smelling stuff. You know, they were able to share with the police. And, you know, you get that personal telephone number of your community police officer. So you got a connection. It kept crime down. And it helped the residents realize that, you know, the police officers are here for us and we are here for them. And you know what? We are the eyes and ears. A lot of people don't realize in our communities that they can't do everything. He already told you how many of them it is compared to how many millions of people it is within our county. But we are the boots on the ground, the eyes and ears of the community. So when we see things, we have to say something. And sometimes people, I get it, you fear, you don't want to say it out loud, you're scared of retaliation, but to have that personal contact, to be able to come to a coffee circle, now we do them virtually too, or be able to come online and, to be able to have personal cell phone number, that personal contact, and feel safe to be able to share things that you know that should not be happening in your community for the safety of someone else. There you go. You have that connection. So I love the coffee.
Speaking of connection, how can someone find out about the coffee club? Where do they have to go to get that information?
They can reach out to the sheriff department, to any police officer, whether it's a municipality. You can call your local division police department because we have them all over. I chair Division 3 and 8, but you got Division 1. You got them going on today, Wednesday. Normally, you have a Division 5, you have Division 7. So they all over. So reach out to your local police station and say, hey, how can I know where is the coffee circle going to be held at? Where is it going on at? How can I be a part of it? Stop an officer on the side of the street and say, hey, tell me about your coffee club. How can I find out more?
Belinda, and how often are the coffee clubs? Are once a month or
So
more?
they different. So
Okay,
I tell
okay,
you,
they vary.
I don't know how, but some of these coffee clubs meet every Wednesday.
Wow.
Every Wednesday. Division 5 and Division 1. They do that we meet once a month. Some of
Okay.
us meet once a month. To me, that's enough information to give them to go back and to make some changes. And you have other organizations like you have DPI, you have the state's attorney, you have elected leaders come on, and sometimes you have PEPCO, come out, WSSC. So you're getting a lot of information. And then we have resources also. I love it. Sheriff talked about, I have, since starting a coffee circle, I have a major email list, impacted and a lot of not only community leaders, nonprofit, radio stations, TV stations. So they all get the email. So in Prince George's County, everybody send a Belinda flyer. I just got one from Delegate Toast. I know she want me to share. Send Belinda flyer about what's going on, and we send it out. So, and that's why we started a nonprofit along with Jeanette. She has Together We Can, and I have Queens Care Holler, so we can get the information out to make sure that everyone realize what resources are out here, because there's resources out here. It's services available in Prince George's County. The problem is we gotta get the word out to the people. And I always say sharing is caring. And we gotta share it. We cannot just say, hey, this is going on, it's only for me. It's not just for you, it's for someone else, so share it.
And that's what this Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff podcast is all about. The sheriff bringing his partners that are allowing him and giving him the support that he needs to service the nearly 1 million people in Prince George's County. Now, I saw you, Jeanette, shaking your head because you are in the community 24/7. So what do you have going on as far as where the community can support you and you can pour into them?
Before I say that, I just want to piggyback off of Ms. Queen, because what my goal is to bridge the gap. Ever since I started Together We Can, I'm always talking about bridging the gap. And what I mean by bridging the gap is bringing in the community, the elected officials, the officers. I stand in the gap for the officers. The officers get a bad rap. I try to defend them and say that no one is all that bad. Get to know them. I've had people come to my events that were standoffish from the officers until they left my event, and that they'll feel comfortable with the officers, because we need the officers, and the officers need us. So my goal is to bridge that gap with everyone, with the community, with our officers. So all of my events, if you notice the events I have, I always got some type of officer at an event with me. We have the Easter basket giveaway. Last year we gave away 160 free Easter baskets to the community. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to register. Just come to Trinidad Baptist Church and drive up in your car. Already got the officers already on standby. They're going to be out there to assist with traffic. You have to have your child with you, because we don't want to be unfair. So bring your child with you. Just pull up, get your basket. We got the Easter Bunny that's going to be out there waving. And if you want to take a picture, you can get out, park, and take a picture. We also have...
Now, Belinda, you put the baskets together. I don't think you'll understand.
okay.
You're not buying the basket. Please clarify that.
We
The
are
labor of
buying
love.
the baskets, and we are putting the baskets together ourselves. So we're taking the time to labor, put the baskets together. So last year I said we gave away 160. My goal this year is over 200. I want to thank Queens Holler, have decided to partner with us this year, and we're doing the baskets together.
And we're so excited. I've been packing baskets, weekend baskets. Oh my God, so much junk in there, y'all. We have to get y'all some water and juice for them baskets, because the kids got so much candy in them baskets. I'm excited.
So we also have my big event that I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm smiling now. It's May 24th. It's Together Weekend's first fashion show. And that just came to me off the top, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm up thinking, and that's what I decided I wanted to do. So we have a
Now,
very
what makes
young...
your fashion show different? Because I think it's some things you told me
I'm getting ready
about.
to talk about it. So we have Prince George's County's finest, is what I call them. Top of the line sheriff car. We have Prince George's County Police Department. We have Landover Fire Station. Firemen in it. We have different municipalities that's joining. We have Senator Nick Charles, State Delegate Jazz Lewis, State Delegate Denise Roberts. So we have a variety of people. And we have our civilians. Don't leave those civilians out. And then we have the top of the line host, Mr. Guy Lambert himself. Yes. And then we have comedian Lawrence Owens, who's going to knock his socks off. Wow. And then we have the best DJ, DMV. And he's going to be bringing us the sounds. So we have our practices. We're ready to get set. Y'all don't have your tickets at Oakcrest Community Center. So if you need your tickets, please reach out to me at launchtwc@gmail.com or twctogetherweekend.org.
And what's the name of it? Walk It what?
And the name of it is Walk It Like You Talk It.
Belinda's excited. She's excited too. I remember when you talked about it.
I'm trying to drag my husband into it.
Well, I cannot wait to see this, and I cannot wait to see the models as well. And this is what I love. And I know, being the public information officer for the Office of the Sheriff and under the leadership of John Carr, Sheriff John Carr, we see his connection 24/7. It's really exciting. I love what it is that I do in the community. There's so many things that you do, Sheriff Carr, for the youth. Can we talk a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, so currently right now we're getting ready to, and I'm very excited. We have actually scholarship applications in which we'll be giving out $4,000 to our scholars and our seniors who are getting ready to graduate high school. We also actually have a midnight soccer league that'll be over in Bladensburg starting this weekend. And one other aspect will be dealing with our explorers. Our explorers now, we're trying to get to be cadets. We're trying to find them some way that we're going to be providing them money for actually being out to actually become cadets. So you want to make sure that we put money in their pockets as well. But our scholarships and our soccer league, our midnight soccer league, those are some of the things that I really want to highlight. And our explorers are definitely growing, and they're learning how to not only just deal with law enforcement and public safety, you're also talking about life skills. And that's one of the things that we want to talk about is life skills and developing them so that they can actually be successful to whatever career field they may want to be in. So I would never be able to do something without my partners in the community, as I am elected. So therefore, I serve everybody here, and that's one thing that I don't take for granted, but I take from them as far as what their needs are and what they want from me, and I try to make sure I'm there able to fulfill those needs.
And Sheriff, the scholarship is a really big deal. This is the second year that you've started this campaign, and to see 4 students that are in need of resources, $1,000 goes a long way for a family, especially these days. And it's amazing the response that the community has poured into this opportunity that you've made available. And again, there's always an opportunity for people to donate, to give, to be able to give back. So that is open up. You can go to pgsheriff.com, click right there on the link to find out information. A lot of people have been asking about the Explorers because it's high school all the way up to 21, right?
Yes. And that's one thing that we're also looking at. Once they turn to the age of 18, and we're working with, as I talk about cadets, we actually can employ those 18-year-olds and actually give them jobs as far as one of our building security officers. That allows them to, one, network with, our court officials, also to understand exactly what we do. 2, they actually get paid. So you're talking about at 18 years of age, actually making over $40,000 full benefits. So that's medical, dental, and it goes towards your years of retirement. So if you were to become a deputy sheriff, that goes towards your time frame of 25 years. So therefore, you'll be able to retire in your early 40s if you were actually able to come on in the age of 18. And again, we're, that percentage of what you would be able to retire in, it's not many jobs that you can retire in with 85% of your salary.
I know some of the younger kids like retirement. You got to think of that now.
Yes.
You got to think that, and that's why I think also it's so interesting. We have people that have retired from the sheriff's office that have come back. They're like, listen, I've got more years in me.
Yes.
So that's a pretty wonderful thing to come back to the organization and see the benefits. So how long have you 2 organizations have been working with the Office of the Sheriff and Sheriff John Carr?
Oh, wow.
Back to the Central Committee days.
So I'm born and raised here, so I've been out boots on the ground in the community for a long time. So me and John served on the Democrat Central Committee together, even before he was sheriff. I'm a former school board member, so we've been working together for a long time. It's like, so I've been chairing a coffee circle for over 15 years.
Okay.
I'm volunteering. I've been a member of the coalition for over 20-30. Used to be a 4-H leader, so I've actually been doing a lot of community things, knows what's going on. Now, through We Care, got care package going on. Because a lot of our people who have been boots on the ground are getting older now. So we have to realize we have to start changing things. So what I started doing this week is packing things and taking them to some of our seniors who no longer couldn't get out, who were boots, like the Andrews. I went to see them the other day. She's in the hospital, but I gave them a care package to let them know we still care. Even though you did your work, you did your time, you volunteered, but we still can. We want you to let you know that we do miss you. So we've been just doing little creative things like that, but we've been out here for a while.
Quite some time.
I do appreciate working with seniors. I have 2 parents that are Prince George's County residents and seniors, and to know, like you just mentioned, Belinda, you're not forgotten. It's a big push that the sheriff has on a weekly basis, and I see you shaking your head about that too.
Yeah, because I care about the seniors. We were just before we came in discussing one of my seniors that gave me a call last week. She had no food, so I made calls to Belinda, made calls to a lot of different people, and Miss Juanica Fisher just gave me another organization. So when I leave here, I'll be making sure she has the food she needs to eat.
Daily.
And Sheriff, this has to do your heart good to know that you really do have these are just 2 of many that we have in the community that want to make a difference. They take their time, whether you have a 9-to-5 or not, but they make it their business to give back and to assist where they can. I know we have coming up Christmas in April, where the deputies are going to refurbish 2 homes in Upper Marlboro.
Yes.
I love it.
And it's really important because our community means so much to us, and we're part of the community, especially for our men and women in uniform. A lot of times people see you as that's who you are. Well, we're so much more. We're part of the community. We came from the community. As Ms. Belinda Queen told you, I was on the Central Committee. So you got to start somewhere. I've been doing 20 years in law enforcement, but even outside of law enforcement, I still have a family. I still have friends and people in the community in which we interact with on each and every day. And for me to be in this role as far as, hey, I'm the elected, but even before then, I was an actual deputy sheriff serving through. You're talking about community leaders who each and every day, week in and week out, nighttime, Zoom calls, they're doing this and they're not with any government organization. So those people who have that passion, I want them to know that I'm there with them and that we do this together. And I just appreciate them because, again, without them, we don't know where we would be in this county. And it's even taking this office, again, I serve them. So I'm trying to take after their lead. They are so vital and so important. And that's why no matter where anybody of our community leaders are, whether it be Ms. Jacobs or whether it be, I can go down a long list of folks here and there, but our community leaders are so important to us, and I think we need to value them, and we need to actually put them at a high pedestal because, again, they're boots on the ground. They're getting the job done. And for government agencies, we need to follow their lead. If you know an issue or problem, call us, let us know. Look, we'll come out there, we'll help, we'll do whatever we can. That's how we solve our problems. They see it. They know what's going on. Miss Queen called me around, it was 11, 12 o'clock at night dealing with a domestic. Miss Brandon, called me and told me a situation that wasn't even in our county what goes on. This is what we need to know about so we can try to come up with solutions and be proactive and be able to address a situation. So I just appreciate everything that you guys do, and I am just so thankful. Thank you.
And the Prince George's County website, pgsheriff.com, it literally lists the bureaus that we have. It lists the contact numbers. So there's all sorts of resources and direct dial numbers to the Office of the Sheriff and the various agencies and departments that we have in there. As we close out, what would you like to see from the community as it pertains to your organization?
I'd like to see from the community, please be more engaged and involved. My website is thequeenscare.org. Please go on it. My Facebook page, Belinda Queen. I try to share everything that's going on. Last night, I'm up sharing about 15 or 20 flyers letting y'all know about Easter events, letting you know about scholarships, there's things going on. Share it with someone else. It's so very important. I also want you to know that the coalition is working together. In October, we're going to have a conference. And it's Empowering the Community Conference where we're trying to bring HOAs together, nonprofits together, community leaders, and we want to empower you so you know how to advocate on what's going on in your community, how to go out and speak at the county councils, how to go to Annapolis, how when you have an issue, who to reach at the Sheriff Department, who the partnership with at PEPCO and all of these places. So please stay tuned for that because we're having a big conference where we're going to educate the citizens. I just want them to be engaged and empowered so they can be educated to continue to make a difference, not just for us, but for the next generation because it's not about us. It's about the next generation.
I like that challenge. All right, your challenge to residents.
My challenge is for basically what Ms. Queen said is for us to bridge the gap and be together. I stick with that bridge the gap because all I hear in the community is police don't do anything for us or this person don't do anything. Well, how do you know if you don't get involved? So I preach get involved. We have events, come to the events. If you come, then you'll see who's involved. But if you can't talk about somebody else not involved if you don't get involved. So you have to put yourself in it and get involved. And that's what I'm out here trying to do, get people involved.
So very, very true. I want to thank our very special in-studio guest, Belinda Queen, president of the Central Coalition of Prince George's County Community Organization, and Jeanette Brandon of Together We Can, of course, Sheriff John Carr. Now, if you have an organization or a topic that you want us to join us here on the set, simply email me at shf-pio@co.pg.md.us. I know it's a mouthful, but you'll get me. Until next time, stay safe and informed.
Why is ambition respected in men and criticized in women? We may think ambition in women is a good thing, but because of a lifetime of cultural stereotypes, we react negatively. That's unconscious bias. But can unconscious bias really limit women's success? Well, when asked to draw a leader, the vast majority of people, both men and women, draw a man. When we imagine positions of power, we erase women from the picture. Today, only 5% of CEOs are women. It's time to challenge cultural stereotypes and outmoded mindsets. The world is a better place when we support one another's ambitions, whatever they may be. Together, let's question the biases that hold people back. Voice our ambition proudly, without apology. Model ambition for our sons and daughters. Our ambition is to challenge double standards to help achieve women's equality. What's yours? I'm Mindy Kaling, and I embrace ambition.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager, the whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.